What's up, guys, and welcome to Champion Picks. I'm Jared Champion, and this edition of Champion Picks is our NFL 2016 Week 7 DraftKings starts and stops. I was going to go over last week's, but there wasn't much good from last week. I did call LaShawn McCoy. He was the chalk running back. He was the second running back in fantasy. First was Jay Ajayi. Jay Ajayi was not the chalk. He was a long shot. When calling plays like this, I really want to hit long shots more than chalks, because you can look at any video online and see every guy is going to tell you to play the quarterback versus the Raiders, because the Raiders are the worst pass defense and like everybody's going to have very similar picks due to matchups. So that's called chalk plays. Like when everybody's given the same pick, that's a chalk. That means he's going to be 30% owned. Last week, LaShawn McCoy, second best running back, also 30% owned. It is a good play because I told you to play, but it's just not really what we're looking for here. We're looking for long shots and contest winners. So let's move on to our Week 7 stacks. Matt Ryan, 7,200, home versus bad San Diego defense. Matt Ryan and Julio Jones are the chalk. Matt Ryan is going to be played a lot. Julio Jones is going to be played a lot. Matt Ryan, Tevin Coleman stack, that's the long shot. Tevin Coleman, backup running back, but the playmaker. You saw versus Denver, he wasn't even supposed to play because of his sickle cell. He had the long touchdown. He's just a big playmaker, and I like him in the passing game a lot better than I like their starting running back. So I like Tevin Coleman as a long shot stack with Matt Ryan. With Matt Stafford. My second stack is Matt Ryan, 6,400 at home versus Washington. Washington defense is good. Marvin Jones is going to draw Norman, and he also is going to be a chalk because that's been the chalk stack all year. Matt Stafford, Marvin Jones, who I like. Eric Ebron, tight end, hasn't had a real big production year on the offense, but the value's there at 3K, and Ebron can catch 2 touchdowns at any time. He's been a big red zone target. He's been questionable throughout the year, so he's been battling injuries, but just keep up with his injuries and make sure he's not bothered again going into this week. And then our last stack, this is a stack that I haven't seen a lot at all in other people's picks, so I like it. Blake Bortles, 6,200 at home versus Oakland, the worst pass D. Like I said, paired up with Blake Bortles, I have Allen Hurns at 5K. He's versus a bad pass defense, as we already stated, in Oakland. The difference between Allen Hurns and Allen Robinson is 2 touchdowns. Allen Hurns has more passing yards, and he has, I want to say, similar targets, 10 less receptions. He's more of a big play guy. I believe in Allen Hurns' talent, and he's 2,300 less than Allen Robinson. So for that value, I feel like that's a good long shot stack that I really like. Instead of Allen Robinson, Blake Bortles, let's go Allen Hurns, Blake Bortles. And then I'm going to go for my Week 7 likes. The Broncos are going to have a revenge game versus Brock Osweiler. I mean, he embarrassed them in the offseason by snubbing their offer for all this money. Now he's playing terrible. Von Miller already came out and said, I'm going to get him. So I like the Broncos this week. I think they could get, 5 or 6 sacks, maybe an interception, maybe even scramble up a defensive touchdown. Hunter Henry, he's Phillip Rivers' favorite red zone target. As we saw last week, even with Gates in, Henry's getting the looks. Young guy, big target. They're going to have to score a lot of points if they want to hang in this game with Atlanta, so I like Henry. James White, he's just been the volume PPR guy. James White will also be a chalk this week. After his game last week with the Patriots, after how they're passing the ball a lot and he's getting a lot of PPR catches, then James White will definitely be a chalk, but he's also one of those players for the cost at 4,600, you got to get him in your lineup somewhere. DeMarco Murray, 7,200, home versus the bad Colts rushing defense. I mean, we saw Mariota start running the ball, pass a little bit better last week, but DeMarco Murray's still their bread and butter. The Colts can't stop anything. Also, another chalk. Murray's going to be played a lot. Jacquizz Rodgers, backup for Tampa Bay, and he sparks a hope for the Tampa Bay running game. Like, Jacquizz ran last week better than Doug Martin and Chris Sims did. So I'm not really sure how they're going to tangle him in, but for 4,300, I think you got to get Jacquizz Rodgers in there. And then let's go with my boy Willie Snead out of New Orleans. He had 1,200 receiving yards last year, and I want to say 8 touchdowns, and this year he's just had a really slow start. He has like 237 and 2 touchdowns in 6 games. So he was on pace last year to have a great Hall of Fame career, and I believe in Willie Snead. I don't think that Willie Snead is just like a one-hit wonder through Drew Brees. He played at Ball State. He was an awesome receiver there. He pretty much carried that team. He's just a target that I like, and the Saints being at home, they throw a lot, so somebody that I'm really looking forward to this week. Thanks again, guys, for always supporting my videos, subscribing, thumbs up, comments, all the hate I get. I like that too. It's fun. If you want to click the Week 7 fantasy video, that'll take you just into the regular fantasy football, non-DraftKings pickups and injuries and who to replace. And I got a little tip on there on who to replace if you've got Big Ben, because they're saying he's out for 4 to 6 weeks now. So check that out, guys. Click.